The date is April 11, 2012. My name is Paul Robards, Library Director at Roberts Memorial Library at Middle Georgia College. I will be speaking today with Greg Rivers from Warner Robins, Georgia, about his experiences in the Vietnam War. Mr. Rivers, what branch of the military did you serve in?
The United States Army.
Why did you join the Army?
For benefits and education-wise. I went to Fort Valley State for 1 year and dropped out. My parents had 3 kids in college at the time. They couldn't afford to send off at the same time, so I joined the military for the benefits.
How old were you when you joined the military?
67. I was born in 48, and maybe 19.
Where did you go to receive basic training?
Fort Benning, Georgia.
Hoo-ah, been there. Where did you attend advanced?
Fort McCullough, Anderson, Alabama.
What was your occupation code?
11 Bravo.
Were you discharged or did you retire from the military?
I was discharged and retired from the reserve after 22 years.
Did you volunteer to go to Vietnam?
No.
How did you feel when you learned you were going to Vietnam?
Well, at that time, at that age, I felt like, I felt sort of scared, but I also knew I had to join the military and I had to go, so it was sort of like, no love lost situation, I guess.
What dates did you serve in Southeast Asia?
May 68 to May 69.
Where did you serve in Southeast Asia?
Several places. My first stop was the 9th Infantry Division, was in Ben Phuc, our base camp. Then we got transferred to Zion and Lac Cay. After that, I got transferred to Pleiku. I was in 3 different divisions over there.
What was your rank during the war?
E3.
What medals, awards, or citations did you receive?
Overseas Ball, Vietnam Campaign Medal, and CIB, Combat Infantry Badge, and I think that's it.
Please describe your first encounter with the enemy.
My first encounter with the enemy, I was out on patrol one night with about 12 guys, and we set the ambush patrol. We just got off our APCs and went across the road and set up in a rice paddy in the cemetery. And we finna put our claymore mines out and our devices out, so our machine guns. And about 15 minutes later, we saw about 30 VC walk right by us, about 10, 25 meters to our left flank. And we was, the first time I saw the enemy, and later on that night we started shooting back and forth at each other. But we didn't lose any casualties, and what they happened, I'm not sure. But about 2 o'clock that morning, we got picked up by our APC and went to another base camp.
What did you think of Vietnam when you first arrived there?
The atmosphere, the humidity was very hot over there, and they had an order to the country, a different order than the United States, and the people were short, so it was an eye-opener for me.
What did you think about the native population of Vietnam, and did your opinion change over time?
Yeah, when I first got there, I thought, they're just, people that live nothing, they come and help them out. And over time, as I got older, I realized, there was 2 different sides to the story, and I came to realize, that they're trying to survive. Countries torn had the Civil War, like the North and the South, and but later I came to realize that they want to be one country. Some they want 2 countries, some want 1 country. But as I got older, I realized they were fighting to have democracy in the South, and the North wanted 1 country, they had 1 ruler. So as time goes on, I sort of mellow out and see things in a different perspective now. I first got over there.
From your experience, how would you evaluate the enemy's fighting ability?
They had 2 types of enemy. They had the Viet Cong and the NVAs, and they were very sincere fighters. And at first I thought, maybe it's just, it's a ragtag unit. But you can't appreciate, their ability to fight their enemies. They was very resourceful. Anything we didn't use, they would use it, to use against us. And the attitude for them was they didn't care how many people they lose, they were trying to, win the war. And they were very, like I said, very resourceful, and they were very cunning. They had all kinds of ways to fight the war, and they take handmade stuff, and for us, we had the modern techniques and stuff, and the weapons and stuff, and they had old weapons, and they had all kinds of ideas just to make to use. Anything they can use, anything we threw away, like I say, they can use it, against us. And they're very resourceful, and they're very intelligent fighters.
What equipment and weapons did enemy units use that you encountered?
AK-47, RPG rockets, and homemade landmines.
What weapon did you and your unit use most often with the most efficiency?
M60 machine gun, M50 caliber machine gun, M16, and I had the M79 grenade launcher, and we had the M90 millimeter cordless rifles.
What do you remember most about combat?
Well, combat, to me, is a touch and go situation, because sometimes we didn't fight for a couple of weeks. All of a sudden, it would break out. And so a lot of times, you start relaxing over there, and then you start getting sniper rounds and a couple mortar rounds. Then all of a sudden it'll stop. Then next night it'll be nothing will happen. Next couple of days, then all of a sudden it'll sniper round again. Some more mortar rounds at night. For actual combat, like full fighting, I can remember several times, we got into a fight for maybe 6-7 hours. We got pinned down in a bunker complex. Took 4 or 5 before we got out of there. I think it happened a couple of times to us, my unit I was in. But other than that, it was just bases, sniper and mortar attack. Just a rush at night, every 2-3 hours you get a mortar attack. Each time you come back to your bunk, and again, another mortar attack. You can't get no sleep, just harassment and stuff of this nature. And I was in a mechanized unit, and a lot of times we was in the field, stuff on the APCs and stuff. We get a mortar attack, every 2 or 3 hours for a couple of days, the next day, 4 or 5 days, nothing will happen. So you sort of let your guard down, and the enemy will catch you, slipping up, taking it easy. Where, nothing happens, so I'm just going to relax. All of a sudden, sniper round, or either mortar attack.
Describe your living conditions, housing, and food in Vietnam.
Living conditions. Back in our base camp, we had barracks, wooden barracks, wooden floors, tin top. Some had a canvas top. No windows, but they had screen, maybe about 8 foot high around the barracks there for ventilation. And we had regular cots. Some people had bunks, regular bunks. Back in the base camp, where we left the base camp, out in the woods, we slept on the APC, out on the ground, stuff of this nature, doing we was out in the field.
What was your daily routine while in Vietnam?
Depending on our mission. We was in our base camp in Ben Phu. When we were stationed there, we'd get up in the morning time. We had to clear this road for landmines. We put security for the demolition team. So we took our APCs. We went on both sides of the roads in the rice paddy. They went down and walking, clearing the landmine. We put security for them. We was out in the field. We had to go run a mission, like go recon the area out for the CO on our APCs and come back. Sometimes we could have OP, observation posts, in the daytime, So all depends what mission we're doing at the time. Sometimes we put a security guard and river barges and stuff. We was a mechanized unit, so we were real mobile. So our mission changed day by day.
What did you do to relax?
We had a basketball court, played a little football, and we had a chance at the rice paddy, you know, and back in the big base camp, in a lot of cases, they had a USO club. We go listen to music, you know, and go to the NCO club, EM club, you know, listen to music. You know, we have a couple of beers, stuff of this nature.
Yeah. Did you witness a lot of illegal drug use?
No, I saw several guys smoke some pot, you know, for the cocaine and stuff, the hard stuff, you know, I didn't see no hard stuff, but, you know, just a lot of alcohol and marijuana.
Please describe the most memorable event that happened to you or your unit while serving in Vietnam.
The most memorable event, we was patrolling the barge one night, securing the barge one night, about 12 guys, and we got mortar tight. And in the barge, you know, a lot of heavy metals, I mean, they're repairing this bridge. So we had nowhere to run, you know, we had to hide on the ship, on the barge, and all the metals flying everywhere and stuff. We had no metals flying. Then a couple of guys, you know, everybody started praying, you know. We were praying in Spanish, and Guam. He was praying in Guam, and Latin, Catholic guy were praying Hail Mary, and the regular Protestant praying. They were praying too. The other people, Protestant, they were praying also, you know what I mean? So we thought about it next morning, you know what I mean? Hey, man, you know what happened last night? So we had about 5 different prayers going to different languages and stuff, you know. We thought it was very funny, you know what I mean? But it was stuck in my mind for a long time, still there today.
Talking to the boss.
Yeah.
Need some help.
Different languages.
What was the most humorous event that you remember?
Well, that'd be the most humorous event.
Okay. What is your evaluation of the stateside American military leadership and the commanders you worked with in the field during the Vietnam War?
Well, I thought we had good leadership in Vietnam, you know, from the NCOs up to the officers, you know. For the time I was there, the guys I served under, you know what I mean, I thought they had very good leadership in the United States and in the Vietnam conflict.
How do you feel about your experience when you left Vietnam?
When I left Vietnam, came home, I felt real good, and it taught me about being disciplined and teamwork and stuff. And it really carried on to me in later life. Discipline and teamwork, you know, working together is a great experience for me, but I wouldn't want to do it again.
Have your views about the war or your involvement in it changed over the years?
It changed a little bit, you know, because I'm going over it the first time, my only time rather. I know I had orders to go over there, and I had to go because I was in the military, and my job was to try to stay alive. And while we were fighting at the time, you know, at that age I was at 19, you know, young, you know, you basically believe what the government tell you, you know. So, but now I look back on it, you know what I mean, some of the things I know now, I wish I knew then. And that's probably a different aspect of the war.
Has your opinion about the reasons for the war changed since then?
It changed a little bit. Because in my opinion, this war then, that I'm going over there to stop communism. Because that's what I was told at the age of 19, you know, at that age then, back in those days, you know, you were very impressionable of the government, you know. But now, I don't know, it's I'm going to start communism or political war. You know, as I get older, you know, I see things a little different now. And I think now that there's a war that could have been won by the United States if we put more effort into it, but we were restricted to certain things we can do over there. And look back in that way, now I think about it then, so since we were restricted to certain things, are we trying to win this war or just a political war? I look back on it now. Because we're trying to stop communism, I mean, I thought we should have more free reign within the laws of the war, you know what I mean? We could have won the war, you know. within so many years.
Did you ever feel that the American public did not support you as a veteran of the Vietnam War?
I felt when I came home from Vietnam, I was congratulated and everybody thought I was a hero. And that was me now. I know a lot of kids, a lot of troops went through different situations. So from my perspective, I felt like they supported me because I came through different airports, I didn't get no hassle and stuff of this nature. And I had a uniform on, and I thought they supported us, but I read stories, seeing the news and stuff like different colleges, had riots and stuff at Kent State and Jackson State. And some guys said they came home and got scared on and got stuff thrown down like that, but it never did happen to me. So, to my perspective, I felt like they supported me. I never had no problem with that. I know some soldiers did though.
If you were going to repeat this experience, what, if anything, would you do differently?
Differently, I try to learn more about the Vietnam culture before I go over there. And try to learn some of the things, how that country work, how the people in that country live, stuff. Because each country have a different culture, once you learn that, you can sort of know what they're going through. At the time, I just went by what I was told.
Do you have other memories or thoughts that you would like to share about your Vietnam War experience? You have all the tape you need, sir.
I just felt like, it was a good experience for me. I would like to do it again, go to war again. I would not like to go to war again. I like to visit Vietnam. I like to visit Vietnam, to see the country, the places I was in. I know a lot of guys have done that and say it was a great experience, it was some healing time. But I can say when I was in Vietnam, my unit, we didn't get too much contact, as I said before, when I was there. Because my first 8 or 9 months, I was a mechanized unit, I was an infantry unit, and we moved from place to place, stuff of this nature. But my last 5 months, I did security job and played cool. So I just went, in the tower at night, the security around the base, then we got some sniper fire, a little more than fire, and I put security around the ammunition dump. And when I was in the other units, we was in the field 9% of the time, going back and forth. And so really I had that much contact after that, with the enemy. Every now and then we made contact. Further movies like Platoon and we were home once, I didn't have that kind of combat experience, live fire experience like they did. I guess I was fortunate, had minimal contact with the enemy and I was in the infantry.
Mr. Rivers, I appreciate your dedication to the country, and thank you so much for your service, and I greatly appreciate you doing this interview with me.
Oh, thank you.